So guys, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the lies that are purported to you by Instagram traders or traders in general that you see online, trying to tell you about this lifestyle that you can have in a month or get rich in 30 days. I'm going to be telling you the truth about what it's like trading from 6 years experience, give you tangible advice so you can move forward and try and achieve what you want to achieve. If you guys get value from this video, you like this type of content and you want to help support the channel grow, I'd appreciate anyone liking, commenting, subscribing. Watch all the way through to the end. I'd appreciate that. There's a lot of good advice can be told in this video. So yeah, let's get into the video. So the first major lie or piece of information I see companies trying to sell to aspiring traders or traders that are struggling for consistency is how quickly it will take them to be successful. Lots of these companies are selling, and I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get attention. They're trying to get people to sign up and pay for their education so they can make money out of their course. But what they try to do is they try to sell a quick course or make money in 30 days or earn £10,000 a month within 2 months of learning or £100 per day, all this type of stuff. And although I understand what they're trying to do, that we live in an attention economy, so they're trying to get your attention. And in today's society, a lot of people, everyone wants things quick. They don't want to put the hard work in. But the reality of it and the truth is, it's going to take you a lot longer than 6 years, a lot longer than a couple of months. I've been trading 6 years. I've progressed year upon year upon year. I'm still getting to where I want to go. And it's not to say you guys won't get there. People will do it in different times, but you have to be realistic about the time frame. It's a professional skill. Trading, years ago, you would have graduated from uni or you would have got a job in a big bank and had to work your way up. So what's to say you're going to learn this one piece of information or pay for this course and you're suddenly going to be making money from your bedroom? There's people being successful and there's a lot of successful traders, and you can do it. I'm not saying you can't do it, but just be realistic about the time frame, because if you think you're going to achieve it in a couple of months, you're probably going to give up because you're going to be so far away from where you thought you were going to be. So just make sure you have a solid, like I said, I had 3 years where I laid it out like a degree. I wanted to learn this skill like a degree, like an apprenticeship. I took it seriously and gave myself a 3-year time frame to learn everything I need to learn, to improve, to make mistakes on small accounts. So I started with a £500 account. So I could make all my mistakes on a small account. So I'd lose small, I'd win small, but I'd learn the skill. I'd learn how to get consistent, go through the ups and downs, make my mistakes, like I say, on a smaller account. So when I trade larger amount of capital, I'm not making those stupid errors on larger amounts of money. So yeah, the first biggest lie I see a lot of these influencer traders or people trying to sell you is how quick it's going to take. In reality, it's going to take you a lot longer than you think. And don't be put off by that. Embrace it. You know, why should it be easy? Why should it be so quick and just log into a broker account, buy a trading platform and get your charts and start making money? Like, that's not the reality. Why should it be easy? Why should it be quick? And if it was that easy, no one would work and everyone would just trade, have the time to do what they want and make loads of money. It's going to take a lot of hard work, going to take a lot of time. Everyone can do it. You know, you need the right people around you. That's why this channel, I want to help people give the true reality of what trading's like, you know, going through the ups and downs. And yeah, everyone get to where they want to go by supporting each other. But yeah, I think it ruins people's expectations because they think, oh, I expect that I'm going to be making X amount of money in 6 months from trading. But the reality is it's going to take a lot longer than that. And don't be put off by that. Like I said, work hard, keep going with it, and I'm sure you'll get there. The next biggest lie that I see a lot of traders and people, it sort of goes around the industry, that you can trade a lifestyle, like you can trade and travel. And as much as you can, and I'm not saying traders can't, I'm sure there's lots of people that are doing it, but the reality is a lot different than as it seems. Like, they make out that you can just, with a laptop on a beach, have a beer, trade, make some money, that's done. But trading is an extremely difficult business to constantly be at peak performance. And if you're trying to get to peak performance, you have to have processes in a routine in order for you to stay at peak performance. So for me personally, I like to get up at the same time. I like to go to the gym. I like to eat certain food, clean food, so I'm in the best physical, mental shape. And as good as it sounds that you can make money from a beach, how consistent are you going to be if you're getting up at different times? You're drinking, so you're not going to be as, you know, you're not going to be as good with your decision making. I understand what these people are trying to do. They're trying to make it seem and sell a lifestyle to you. And again, I'm not saying you can't do it, but regularly doing it from a beach and regularly traveling, you got to deal with time zones. You got to deal with jet lag and getting your sleep, so you've slept enough, so you're on peak performance. Like I said, 90% of traders will lose 90% of their money in 90 days. So if you're not giving it your all and you're not focused, you could be part of that statistic. So you have to make sure that you are performing, you have good routines, and when you're traveling all the time, it's difficult to keep a routine. So just be careful if people are trying to make out. Don't get me wrong, you can have the freedom to go away, have a long weekend away trading. If you want to trade, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But to give a lifestyle or make out you can have a lifestyle of constantly traveling around the world trading, I think it's a lot harder than it seems. And the good thing about trading is you can make a good amount of money, so then you're able to travel, but don't rely on the money you make from trading when you're traveling, because to have a consistent routine and to stick to your processes is what's going to keep you at peak performance. And I don't believe you can have that. You can't. I believe it's very difficult to be consistent if you're consistently moving time zones, you're moving hotels, the Wi-Fi is not as good. Have a base, get a routine, and get peak performance. I think that's the best way. So the last lie I see purported around the industry a lot is the flipping of accounts. Like, I turned £1,000 into £100,000, watch me do it. And again, I understand why people are trying to do this, because it makes it look like the £1,000, most people have £1,000 to start with, or £500. So it tracks the normal average people that, like I am, getting into the market years ago, and it appeals to that audience. And it looks like, well, if they can flip an account, I can flip an account. But I think it just passes on the wrong messaging, because in reality, if you have a perfect strategy that makes you consistent returns, you could win 60% of the time. 60% of the time is a solid win rate, 65%. That means still that you're going to have a sequence of losses. You could have 4 or 5 losses in a row. It's still highly likely that can occur. So if you're over risking, if you're flipping £1,000 into 100,000, the chances of you encountering a sequence of losses, 4 or 5 losses in a row, is quite likely. And if you're over risking, if you're risking 10% per trade or 20% per trade, and you have 5 losses in a row, if you're risking 20% per trade, 20% of your account per trade, and you have 5 losses in a row, you've blown your account. So when you're winning and you're having a sequence of wins, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. You're going to be exponentially growing it. But when you have a sequence of losses, which is natural, even with a perfect strategy, you're risking blowing your whole account, and they're only showing the times that it's worked, or they're editing it or faking it somehow. The best thing to do, if what I believe, is learn the skill on a smaller account. So instead of trying to flip that £1,000 into 100,000, get consistent on it. Get consistent, making 2-3% per month for a year. Just get consistent, understand exactly what you're doing. And then once you're in a position, you might not be making much money, but you won't be losing much. Keep your risk low. Risk 1 to 2% of your account per trade on your £1,000 account or your £500 account. So my £500 account, I was risking £5 per trade, 1% of the account. And when I'd win, I might win. If I make 5% that month, I make £25. If I lose 3%, I lose 15. So I'm not making that much money, but I'm learning the skill. And then when you're in a position that you know what you're doing, you've learned, you've been consistent, slowly scale up your capital, so you still risk the 1 to 2%, so you can encounter losses and you're not blowing all your account when you have a sequence of draw or a drawdown. But you're also not you're not going to make loads, but then scale up your accounts. So you look for funding or increase capital once you know what you're doing. I think that's the best way to go about it, because these people, again, like I said, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to attract normal people to. It looks like if they can do it, you can do it. But the reality is, it's like winning the lottery or gambling. It's the odd anomalies that'll work for, but for the most part, you're going to blow your account because you're going to over risk. You're going to encounter a sequence of losses and you're going to lose it. So the best thing to do is learn the skill set on a smaller account, then scale up your capital once you know what you're doing. Make sure you're only risking small percentage of your account size per trade, so 1%, 2%, whatever you're comfortable with, and you're not hitting the home runs, going to triple the account. But that means you're not going to lose a lot of your account when you lose or have a sequence of losses. And look to scale up your capital with prop firm capital or your own capital from your job, when you're in a position to do so. And you'll know that. You'll know when you're consistent and when you're understanding the markets and you've had experience. So yeah, I hope you guys got value from this video. If you did like this type of content, you want to support the channel, like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll get back to you. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks, guys.